Oh, here we are, here we are, here we are. Hello, folks. Hello, hello. Welcome to a kinda, sorta nice Monday here at Mike's Magic in Sharpsburg, Georgia. Mike's Magic Auto Detailing and Paint Enhancement. There you go. That makes it official. Just catching you folks up on our redo on this 2002 Tacoma that I originally did deep paint correction and ceramic coating and all that on about 9-10 months ago. The owner had just kind of ignored it since then and let it get back to a pitiful condition. You can go back and look at the earlier videos. You can see I did take the bug shield off so I could restore that and clean up under where it was at. Not that anybody would ever see that, but I would see it and know it. So it's off the truck and it's going to get restored. Man, this morning, you know, yesterday we worked on some of the trim, restoring it with a product called Cerakote Trim Coat. Used all that I had up, and as we walk around the truck I had to order some more. Sometimes when these things are really big. Hi, Mr. Kyle. Hi. Welcome back, Mr. Kyle. Welcome back. Good to see you. Still kicking, brother. Oh, man. But when they're really bad like this, sometimes you have to do a couple different coats. And I used up my supply, so I had to order some more. Should be here tomorrow. Some of those, like in the back there, I'll show you in a second, have got to receive at least 1 or 2 more coats. Oh boy. And if that doesn't work, then I'll have to strip that off and use a product called Solution Finish on some of those. Yeah, boy, I tell you what. This morning I did the tires. You can see they turned out very nicely. And what I did on really big tires like this, a lot of people will put the tire coating on and using a variety of methods. Some people use a rag, some people use a sponge, some people use a soft bristle brush, which I do on occasion. And some of that where I had too much, I did use my soft bristle brush to go back over it and just knock down what they call the high spots where it was excess on there. Too much. And so I knocked it off with a soft bristle brush. But I'm going to show you the tool that I used this morning to apply it with. Right here it is, folks. It's a, let me get where y'all can see it, a central pneumatic paint, gravity-fed paint gun. I got this at Harbor Freight at the recommendation on one of my detailing forums. It's a cheap paint gun. I think I paid less than 20 bucks for this thing. But what you do is you hook it up to your compressor, read all the directions, all that kind of stuff. I put this stuff, this Optimum Tire Protection and Coating, which I have been using for a couple of years now. I may be about to switch to another product to try out, but I haven't yet. I'm going to use this big bottle up. I put no more than this, filled this cup up with no more than about this much. I didn't measure it in ounces. It wasn't very much. I got my fan adjusted and airflow and all that kind of stuff. And then I simply took this and sprayed my tire coating on these big old tires, these big tires. I have found that is a very fast and efficient and effective method of doing that. Uses very little product than if you try to spray it with a, you know, a trigger spray bottle and that kind of stuff, and then spread it around with brushes, sponges, and all that kind of stuff. That'll work on smaller tires that aren't have this many nooks and crannies and ridges in it, but it worked very efficiently. And I had most of what I put in here left, so I poured it back into the bottle. Used very little product using this method as opposed to using the trigger spray bottles, you know, something similar like that. Waste a lot of product that way. You waste a lot of product. You know, for 20 bucks or a little less, if you catch them on sale with a coupon, you can get them damn near close to 10 bucks. And if you got an air compressor, you don't need a big one because it doesn't take a lot of air pressure to run this for this kind of stuff. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. Oh boy. Oh yeah, and here's some of the other products that I am going to be using this morning. This is DPC Shield Pro, which will be going on the headlights, the tail lights, all that kind of stuff. This is the DPC titanium glass coating that will be going on the exterior glass, the windshield and all that. You have to put 2 coats on the windshield. This is the titanium coating, 6-year coating or better, that will be going onto the painted surfaces and all that kind of stuff. This is a top coat protection. It's a new version of the old plain King's Guard, of which I have some left. This is called TK6. After the titanium coating has cured fully, which will take 24 hours or better, then I will put this on top of that. This will be a sacrificial layer between the environment and this will provide protection between the environment and the clear coat. Help prevent scratching and all that sort of stuff. Stuff will stick to this that might normally stick to your paint or wax, and then save this, and if it gets through that, it'll get to this, and then probably will not get to your clear coat. And once these 2 products are on, washing this thing will be very simple maintenance. Very simple maintenance. And what should you wash it with, you say? Well, you can use something like this, which is Dr. Beasley's ceramic body wash soap. It's super concentrated, high foaming, all that. A lot of lubrication in it, a lot of surfactants, which encapsulates the dirt and lifts it away. It's supposedly formulated specifically for ceramic or titanium coated vehicles. But I also have some other stuff from DPC, which is made to go over the top of his, which I will probably use on this truck. This one I would have used had I only been going to maintain the ceramic coating, which is on or was on the truck prior to this, but we stripped all that off with the 1 coat or 1-step buffing. This was on the paint before. But oh boy, forgetting my train of thought here. But the other thing I did this morning, I don't know if y'all saw the photographs or the previous video, these headlights had turned back again. What I did this morning, I wet sanded them. I started out, I think, with 1500, cleaned them up. Angela clay barred them the other day, and I think she 1-step, I don't know if she did that, but I know she clay barred them because she asked me if she should. Then this morning I cleaned them real good. Then I started out with 1500 grit wet dry sandpaper. After I did them with that, then I did 2000 to remove those sanding marks. Then I used 3000 to remove those sanding marks. And my plan was I was going to compound them, then polish them. But when I used my Sonax Max Cut compound, which I've showed you guys before, and a hybrid wool pad, they came out so nicely, I don't think I needed to polish them, so I didn't. They don't need polishing. It don't get much better than that, folks. Here's the other one over here. And so what I'm about to do is I'm going to put the titanium coating on these side marker lights, the tail lights back there, which weren't that bad, but I polished them up a little bit so that we'll have maximum protection on all of that stuff. And when this has got the Cerakote trim coat on it, this does, all this stuff around the windows, all that, the door handles, this trim here, this vent cowl, all that has it on there. Like I say, I'll show you a little bit. You can't see too much on this one, but you can see some spots on here where some of that needs to be gone over again, which I will do when my new supply gets here. I cleaned up and did the mud flaps front and back. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I did the step bumper here with that stuff and all these little plastic parts. That little thing right there. Did the pull handle for the tailgate, which it needs a little bit of touching up. There again, a simple matter. There you get another look at this tire with the coating on there, that mud flap. This one you can really see, for some reason it was really bad. It definitely needs going over probably 2 more times. You can see all that whitish streaking showing through. I'm hoping that a second going over with that Cerakote trim coat will solve that dilemma. If it does not, then what I have to do is strip all this off and put the solution finish on there. Of course, when they're done, they will get coated as well with the titanium coating, which will provide hopefully years of protection for this customer. Here we go. See, did that door handle, all this stuff. See, you can see this one here, it needs to be gone over again. I'm pretty sure a second coat of the Cerakote trim coating will cure that up. This stuff was almost turned white. The Cerakote trim coat did a fine job on that. You could also use solution finish. I like the Cerakote trim coat. It does a very fine job. It's much easier to use than solution finish, a lot less messier. But I don't think it will last as long as the solution finish does. I really don't know, because I've only been using the Cerakote for a short period of time. As you can see, there's some spots on this mirror. It'll have to be gone over again, as well as this fender flare. So you can see there where there's some spots. It was just so bad, it just soaked it up. It dried almost immediately. But I'm thinking another coat or 2 will fix it right up. That mud flap down there, you can see there's a hazy spot there that needs to be touched up. There's a look at that front tire. Yeah, buddy. Oh man, I'm not sure what I want to do about these, if anything. That's not really my problem in this dilemma. That's more or less the owner's problem. But these are very simple. You could take these off, lay them out in the yard, spray them down with Duplicolor paint or whatever paint you choose, gloss, semi-gloss, matte finish, whatever you wanted. These are simple to take off. Take the blade out, repaint them, stick them back on. Doesn't take long at all. But he definitely needs a new wiper blade. That's part of the wiper blade hanging down there. This guy's a trip. I'm going to repolish this vent shade here, which he only has one on this side. I don't know why. But all this glass will get that glass coating I showed you a few minutes ago, the titanium, the TS2 from DPC. Very, very easy to apply. Even though it's a pro level glass coating that will last up to 3 years, Kyle, it is very, very easy to apply. They have videos on how to do it. The instructions are pretty evident. Very simple to put on. Like I say, you have to put 2 coats on the windshield because it gets hammered so badly, and plus you got the action of the wiper blades going back and forth across it. So you have to put 2 coats on the windshield, but everything else you only need 1 coat. The 2 coats, you have to put it on very liberally. Will take about 1/4 of the bottle, which is about that big. It's not very big. You saw it over there. But then you zip along on the rest of it. And pay attention to the curing time between the first and second coat. And the instructions on curing times before you can let it get wet again. That's the same thing I'll have to do with the titanium coating when I put it on the paint and stuff. There's specific instructions, curing times, blah, 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 before you can put the top coat on, and then before you can let it get wet, and then after all that's done, which takes a couple days curing time before you're all said and done, then it's about a week before you can wash the vehicle. Like I say, you can use all that fancy soap I showed you over there, or you can just go to your local auto parts store and, for example, a pH neutral or pH balanced soap will do it. Like, for example, McGuire's Gold is an excellent choice. Excellent choice. You can buy all kind of fancy soaps, but it's a lot of product. It goes a long way. Not all that pricey. Here is my applicator ready to go with the coating for the headlights and stuff. So that's a little bitty one right there. And I've just got some regular old towels for that because I'm not having to worry about paint. It's just the headlights, the tail lights and stuff. So you don't have to worry as much about that. Now when I do the titanium coating on the paint, I will use a high quality applicator, a high quality buffing towel, and then a finishing towel, which will be one of those real thick, real plush DPC towels I've showed y'all in the past, because you don't want any marring or anything on this paint while you're doing the coating, and you have to blend it all together. It's kind of difficult to do, takes a little practice, but when you're done, boy, it's something else. It will improve the gloss and shine on this paint a bunch, and the longevity of it will be simply amazing. Yeah, that's my refrigerator-matic, Kyle. It's sticking to this paint because there's nothing on it. It's just bare paint. Yeah, so it's going to stick, but I guarantee you, when I get done with it, it'll just slide right off. Won't mean anything except there's protection of some sort on there. That's all that means. That's all that means. Some of the cheapest waxes and sealants, so forth, so on, that you can buy at your local store will make this pass the slide test. I guarantee it. I will bet you. Anybody wants to take me up on that bet, let me know. I've seen it way too many times. I don't do the slide test with the bottle that much because when a bottle slides off of there or a can slides off of there, you run the risk of leaving scratches on the paint. Don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Of course, in this case, it would scratch the coating and not the paint, which is what you want. That's one of your objectives or goals when you do this sort of thing. Very time consuming, really draws on your patience, but once you're done, man, it makes a big difference. Like I said, this is a 2002 Toyota Tacoma. I forget how many miles is on it, a fair amount of miles, but other than when I did it last year, it has been basically neglected. This is to show you that you can bring them back to life. If this paint was way worse than this, I would be doing the Optimum Clear Coat Restorer on it, which is what I'll be doing to this guy's black 66 Volkswagen, which some of you may remember from the earlier videos. It's at the shop getting an oil leak fixed. He's going to bring it back to me when he comes to pick this truck up, because we already did the strip wash and all that kind of stuff on that Volkswagen, so it's ready for just a quick wipe down, and then I'll be attacking it with some light compounding, that kind of stuff, to get the ceramic coating that I had put on it prior off, and get it all paint prepped and everything ready for the clear coat restore to go on. And once the clear coat restore is on, then we'll put the same titanium coating on over that, blah, blah, blah. We'll talk about that more when that Volkswagen gets back and we actually get started on it. But, you know, like, share, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever all that stuff is. If you would, please, I would like that. They say it helps me out. I don't know. Don't know. You know, tag your friends in this video. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button so you can keep up with the rest of this project and how these fender flares and all turn out and how the coating looks when it's on there. Remember this shot, because I'll try to give you one for comparison purposes later on. All right? Make a comment down there. Make a comment for me. I appreciate it. So that helps me out too. If you have a question, put it down there. I'll be glad to answer it, give you any guidance and help that I can. I do appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know if anybody else is watching or not, Kyle, but it's showing me that you are watching. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much. I'm going to go make me a little bit of late lunch now because I've been humping it today trying to get some of this stuff done. But now I'm getting hungry. Thank you, folks. Bye for now.